Hello everybody, myself Nilanjan and welcome to my channel Power Combat Kickboxing. I once again welcome you all to my second vlog today, and this vlog is going to be particularly about my online module training, Kickboxing and Karate training, which I have started, and this is the second vlog. So this vlog will be mainly about your blocks, defense in kickboxing and karate. So particularly what we say about defense, what is defense all about? So the defense system, you have to make a proper defense system. If you if you are in a fight or if you need to fight, then your guard system or your defense system also needs to be as good as your offense system. Okay, so how to create a proper defense system with a series of blocks or guards, basically for the upper body, middle body and the lower body. Okay, so that we can defend ourselves properly, we'll discuss in this module. So let's start without wasting much time. So now the thing is that, like, see, in karate we have certain modules of defense. Okay, if I say about Kyokushin Karate particularly, so Kyokushin Karate, which I have done, so I will be mainly talking about Kyokushin Karate, which is a full contact style of karate, bare knuckle full contact style of karate. So here what we do is, we first close our fist, and this is our fist. Okay, this is our guard. Okay, we relax our shoulder. So this is the basic face guard. Okay, so this is the basic face guard that we have over here, and then after this what we do, we have a series of blocks. The first, in Kyokushin Karate, what we use is, particularly we have a lower block, okay, which we call the Gidanbarai. Okay, so this we go the hammer fist. This is the hammer fist. Okay, and we go like this, or it's also called the Tetsui, the hammer fist. Okay, so we go like this and we block anything coming to the midsection of the body, or any kind of front kicks coming, back kicks coming, knee kicks also we can block like this. Okay, so that's one. Keeping the other hand guard, we block like this. That's one. Then we have the Shotouki, which is again the outside to inside block. So anything coming directly to the body, we can block any punches. This is mainly for punches. We rotate our shoulder inward, and we block. Each time we also rotate our hips. Okay, hips with the shoulders, in line with the shoulders, and also our forearms, you have to keep it tight, fist and forearm, so that we can block it properly and deviate the punch, the attack. Then we have the Uchiuki. Uchiuki is also inside to outside block. Inside to outside block is basically, this is a formation of the inside to outside block. Okay, though it is not much prevalent block practiced in during fights, but then this is also one of the blocks that we have to cover up outside attacks. We cover up like this. Okay, this is coming up from inside of the inside line to the outside line of the body, but we don't go past the hand, past the body line. We have to keep it to the shoulder line. So that's again Uchiuki. Okay, then we have one more block is called the Uchiuki Gidanbarai. Is also one more blocking, simultaneous blocking like this. Okay, so that way also we can do double blocking. So this side also anything comes up, and lower anything comes. So any upper body strikes we can block, any lower body strikes we can block simultaneously. Okay, so this is also one more blocking that we have in Kyokushin Karate. Okay, apart from that, the common blocks I'm coming afterwards. Okay, the lower body blocks I'm coming afterwards. So these are the mainly the common blocks. In kickboxing we do have a lot of range of other blocks as well. Okay, now because kickboxing, this is something where you are getting hit by a face punch, so you have to understand a lot of other blocks which are related to face punching as well, along with the body punches. So in kickboxing, once we come in K1 kickboxing or whatever the style of kickboxing, the first thing is your guard, the normal guard that you have similar to the karate. Okay, and then from there what we do is, this is the high guard. We lift our elbows up to the shoulder line. This is the high guard. This is why we do, basically, if a flurry of punches comes up on you, okay, you have no way escape to do. You don't have any other way to escape. This is the only way that will save you. Okay, high guard. So you don't cover up completely, you look from here and you cover. So high guard. This is normal guard, this is high guard. Okay, the next one is basically the side high guard. So it's like a telephone. You are holding a telephone. So you're speaking on a telephone like that. So you are guarding. Side high guard. The side high guard. So you're lifting up your elbow to the nose line or to the chin line and covering. Okay, this is mainly for hooks, particularly hooks. The high guard was mainly for straight punches. This is mainly for hooks, to cover up the hooks. Then we have again the hammer block, which in kickboxing you can do in both ways. You can do for the face also, hammer blocks for the face, okay, and also for the body, the midsection. Anything coming up to the midsection also you can do the hammer blocks. So hammer blocks are again there. Then what we have is, we have a cover. So anything coming to the side ribs, okay, we can cover up like this way. Each time, I think this is the better angle, this way, each time you shift your sides, keeping your chin tucked, your elbows close to your ribs. So whatever you punch and you block, at least you won't get hit in the vital areas, the ribs. So you'll cover up and you'll protect the ribs. So this is again one more way of covering the rib punches, the body ribs. Okay, so this is the way you can do it. Apart from that, we have parries. Now what is the difference between block and a parry? In a block we block it in the same place, in a parry we deviate the attack. Okay, so now we have parries. Parries, we can do open hand parries. So you can do frontal parries like this in kickboxing, because you will also have a gloves. If you are bare knuckle, then also this will work, but you have to hit with the palm, base of the palm, not from here, otherwise you'll get injured. The base of the palm you can parry. You can do side parries or cross parries. Okay, these are the ways. Okay, so each time whatever the punch is coming, you just deviate the line of attack. You deviate the line of attack, you can go directly one attack or the same hand attack. Okay, or else this way also as well, this way also as well. Okay, whatever ways you want, but you have to first deviate the line of attack. That's again a parry. Now let me come up with kickboxing head movements. So what are head movements now? Head movements, very important. These are used in boxing and kickboxing both. Boxing they use a lot more because it's a hand technique fight. They only use the hands, they don't use the kicks, and their stance of fighting is a little different. Though we think that boxing and kickboxing are the same kind of sports, but it's not. In reality, once you do a combat in boxing or a combat in kickboxing, the style, the movement pattern, the biomechanics of the body, a lot of things differ. Okay, in boxing basically you have to keep a wide stance. You keep a much wider stance in boxing. In kickboxing you have a more square stance. Okay, in boxing you have a more sider guard. In kickboxing you keep a more square guard. Okay, so those are other technicalities on the stances. I'll come in in any of the other modules ahead. So right now what we are talking about is basically the guard. So the head movement. So the head movement we do in kickboxing particularly is we have a series of movements. The first one is the duck. Okay, now how we do the duck? So basically duck is just go direct down and up. Okay, this punch. You have to do it very explosively and fast, because the straight punch is coming to the body, or to the face rather. The face punch is coming to the face. You duck and you go. You duck, you can go body and hit to the face. But in duck, what you do is basically you try to go forward. You don't go backward ducking. You go forward ducking and then you target the body. So if any straight punch is coming, you go forward ducking, you target the body, you finish up. Okay, that's one of the movements called the duck. Then we have the dodge. Dodge is a pendulum movement, like the pendulum moves the same way the dodge. Okay, so any kind of punch is coming, okay, we can just deviate it like this. That's one of the dodge. Now we have the slip. Slip is a very important movement because I'll tell you the technicality between the difference between the dodge and the slip. So in slip, what you do is you drop your shoulder each time. You drop your shoulder as if you are pulling an axe or a rope over the shoulder line. So in a guard position, you drop your shoulder and you come back. You drop your shoulder and you come back. Each time you have to also keep your knees and your shoulder diagonally inward, whichever line you are going. If you are going to from the right to the left, slip, then this way together. If you are going to the left from the right, this way. Okay, so the advantage of slip is basically you try to actually go inward to your opponent again, like the duck. So you try to go inward to your opponent, you slip the punch of the opponent, and then you go uppercut, hooks, whatever. Okay, slip, you can go uppercut easily, you can go hook, or slip, you can go hook and you can go uppercut, whatever. Okay, so basically you can target the ribs. Once you slip, you can target the ribs of the opponent. Okay, and then you can go with the straight punch as well, or the hook as well. Finish off with the hook or the straight punch. Now the basic difference between a dodge and a slip is, to explain this, I have to tell you the range of movement. So there are 3 range of movement in kickboxing. Once both the fighters are together, okay, both the fighters are front to front during a bout, they touch gloves, right? They touch gloves. Referee makes them to touch gloves. So that way, they touch gloves like this also, front to front, or if in a bout, they can touch gloves like this. If I am taking the standard condition, the standard condition is just they touch the gloves like this, 1 arm distance. Okay, 1 arm distance. So this is my long range. My 1 arm distance and my opponent's 1 arm distance where I touch the gloves is my long range. Then I have a mid range. So the mid range is when you fold this much. So this is my mid range till my elbow. This line is my mid range. Okay, so this much distance from my body is my mid range. And when I close that one also, then this is my close range, where the opponent goes directly inside my body. Okay, so the long range, the mid range, and inside the body, very close to the body, is the close range. So when you are doing dodges means where you are moving like a pendulum, you are mainly using the long range. You are at a long range with your opponent. That time you are doing the dodge mainly. Okay. Also, dodge is applicable to some extent to the mid range also as well. Okay, mid range also as well, but it's still risky. Okay, because your opponent is too close to you doing a dodge. Okay, but then if you are in the mid range and also in the close range, slip is the best option. While you want to go inside your opponent, that time if your range is very less or you are deliberately closing the range with your opponent, that time slip is best because you can go easily to the body. But while you want to dodge in a distance like this, then you go sidewise. That's much better in a long range distance. Okay, so that's the main difference basically. And then there are other more technicalities. Okay, so now what we go into particularly is the other one. Now we have talked about the duck, the dodge, the slip. Now we'll go to the roll. The roll is basically what we do like this. Okay, this way. Each time we roll. Now we never go completely like this. Okay, this is just a shoulder rolling. So we roll the shoulder We roll the shoulder looking at the opponent and keeping the guard. Roll up. Okay. The advantage of roll is again a close distance, mid to close distance movement. Once you roll, you are in a very close range to give a hook to the opponent. So whichever side you roll, the opposite side you can give the hook. So if you roll to the left, from the left to the right, you can give the hook. If you roll to the right, from the right to the left, you can give a hook. So that way it is, the roll. In roll in combination can be also done, the bob and weave. So basically, okay, okay, that way also double roll particularly. And then we do have the pull. So again a very important move both in kickboxing and boxing. So pull is, we go backwards, we pull from the pelvic, we pull back. So any kind of a roundhouse kicks comes up or a punch, long distance, we can pull easily. This is one of the safest movements. Pull, and of course you have to come back again. You just keep on pulling, then you are in a very defensive mode. Okay, the opponent is getting the advantage, but then you pull and you take your proper positioning for the punch or the kick. Now pull has three variations. One is the straight pull and the other two is the left and right angled pull. So that way also you can do the head movement, the pull. Okay, so these are the basic head movements that we have. So once again I say, so the duck, okay, dodge, slip, roll and pull. Okay, and now coming to the lower part. So the blocks for the low kicks, particularly the low kicks comes to your thighs, right, to your thighs. To block the low kick, what you have to do is you have to check. This is called the check, the low kick check. Okay, so each time you are putting your knees little bit 25 to 30 degrees outward and keeping your fingers down. You don't lift up your leg too much, otherwise your opponent will sweep you down with the other leg. Okay, so just little bit, lift 6 inches or 7 inches up from the ground, 6 to 7 inches up from the ground. Okay, and turn your knees 25 to 30 degrees outward. You have to place your shin bone. Okay, it's actually not placing the shin bone, it's the muscle, the muscle that forms on the tibia, on the shin bone. So you have to place the muscle of the tibia or the shin bone outward, so that whenever you get hit, you are focusing mainly on the muscle, not on the actual bone which is here. If you are getting hit bone to bone, it will be a big injury. So rather, in a fight you can't afford to have those injuries. So what you have to do is you have to place the muscle, tighten your muscle and place it wherever to the whichever side the low kick is coming. So his shin, the opponent's shin, will hit you on the side, on the muscle covering your shin bone. Okay, that's the way it is. Low kick blocks. What I'll say in low kick blocks is basically you actually don't lift up too much. There are some angles where they teach like this, you do this. Okay, that is very risky, I'll tell you. Okay, you don't lift up completely like this and you cover like this. No. Okay, an experienced low kicker can really get you in trouble if you do techniques like those, lifting your leg too higher. Okay, that's not applicable in K1 kickboxing or in Kyokushin Karate also as well. In other styles maybe it is applicable to Muay Thai and all, but then because of the style of fighting, but in fast sports like K1 kickboxing or Kyokushin Karate, you can't afford to do every time like this. Okay, so what you do is you keep your guard over here, okay, and lift up, just 6 to 7 inches up from the ground, lift up and you give a proper check. Okay, One more thing I forgot to tell you is very important block, the high kick block. The high kick block basically is where you actually, if this is my left hand from here, so my right is here, I cover, okay, each time I cover. The right, if the kick is coming to the left, this is my left hand, so I cover with my right. This is the high kick block. Anything mawashi coming up, high kick, okay, anything coming up higher, so to your face you can block like this. Okay, this is the high kick block, applicable to both Kyokushin Karate and also in kickboxing. So normally it goes like this way. You can go open palm also as well, open palm also. Okay, if you are experienced enough, you can go open palm, or else keep your fist and cross blocking. Yeah. So those are cool enough to go for a good guard and basic guard and defense system for Kyokushin Karate and for kickboxing. Okay, so let's finish up today for this one. Thank you very much for watching my channel, and please do subscribe and like and share my channel Power Combat Kickboxing for more updates. Thank you.